All right, we're back and live again. The No Look Podcast. Your boy Yo Soy, the man. Goddamn, we had a couple weeks where we had to pre-record, some stuff going on. I was busy, Tyler was busy, but now we are back at our regularly scheduled program. Tyler, first and foremost, how was New Orleans?
It was incredible. Got my first tattoo. Got the little fleur de lis on my back of my arm, aka the Saints tattoo. I guess you could say
Not
Saints
not New
logo.
Orleans Saints though.
Not New
It's
Orleans
not for
Saints.
them.
It's the fleur de lis. It means flower in French. But no, it was good. Bourbon Street, Frenchman Street. All the cuisines. Hit up all the staples of New Orleans. Listen to some jazz music. Did it all, I would say, in a short, like, 4-day span. Went to this, actually, the coolest part, well, one of the coolest parts was went to this restaurant or like bar area. It's like this self-serve kind of bar, and they had every single football game on the TV because
Hmm.
they had every single fan watching, so they had a TV designated for each fan. So it was pretty cool. It was a really nice experience. They obviously had the Saints game going on, and every time that they scored, they played they played halftime by the Yin Yang Twins.
Oh,
So
nice.
it reminded me of NFL Street too.
So this wasn't your first time there. This was your third,
Third,
third.
yeah.
So I'm assuming you've gone. I forget exactly what time of year you've gone, but is it still just as crazy no matter when you go to New Orleans? Like, is Bourbon Street always popping?
Yeah. I mean, Monday through Thursday, not so much. Thursday, kind of. Friday through
Right, but like
Sunday.
any time of the year, the weekends on Bourbon Street are gonna be a
Oh yeah.
party.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people there for like bachelor parties, bachelorette parties. You had a lot of people visiting, seeing it. It was a nice time because it's like not cold, cold, but it's like not hot, hot. So it's, because in the summers there, they get, 95% humidity. So sometimes it can feel like it's 110, like you're in the bayou swimming with the gators. But, we were about like 60s, 70s. It was perfect temperature for like tours and walking around. I mean, shit, I did the calculation, 55,000 steps in the 4 days I was there.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what that equates to distance wise, but it sounds like a lot. 55,000.
Yeah, I could probably walk to California in that amount of time.
Except you didn't. Anyways, speaking of California, nice little segue. We got big news in the NFL, Tyler. Odell Beckham waived. I almost said released, but he wasn't released. He was waived by the Browns, cleared waivers, and today it comes out he signs with the Los Angeles Rams, who we know were already one of the favorites in the NFC, if not the whole NFL, right? They only have one loss right now, arguably the best team in the NFC. Put him on a team with Matt Ryan, or excuse me, with
Matt
Matt
Stafford,
Stafford. They already have Cooper Cup. They have Robert Woods. I mean, they have Daryl
Bobby
Henderson,
Trees.
who's been playing well. I mean, Are they like the undisputable favorites right now with the acquisition of Odell Beckham?
I mean, also got Von Miller last week or two
Oh
weeks
right,
ago.
yeah. Who can
Hasn't even
forget
played
that?
yet. Jalen Ramsey on defense. They have, and Aaron Donald. Can't forget one of the best defensive players in the NFL. At what point, Austin? I love the acquisition. Obviously, it's Odell Beckham. You're getting a guy who's a superstar. But at what point is it too much? It's not like they have great chemistry between Matt Stafford and Cooper Cup. That's like any fantasy personnel person would know that. Cooper Cup's having one of the best years of his career. Bobby Tree is his numbers are kind of down. Daryl Henderson's is doing well, but the Rams offense is explosive. Deshaun Jackson left the Rams, to come to the Raiders because he wasn't getting enough targets. He had one good game, but he wasn't getting enough targets. Yet you bring in a guy that's, I'm not going to say the same, but somewhat similar.
Wow.
A good slant route receiver, a good playmaker, I guess you could say, but has been injury ridden. So I love the acquisition, but like, at what point is there's only one ball?
Right. I mean, I know you and I talked about it a little bit earlier. You said he passes Van Jefferson, which I was like, obviously, he's
Yeah.
going to be the wide receiver 3 as soon as he steps off the plane in Los Angeles at LAX. However, I think he has enough talent at this point in his career still to overtake, Bobby Trees, as you call him, Robert Woods, for wide receiver 2. I mean, obviously, we know the connection, the rapport that Stafford and Cup have together. Arguably the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the league right now. You could make the argument with the numbers they've been putting up. Do you think OBJ comes in and just takes over that number 2 position? I know it's tough without seeing him play yet, and if you're going by numbers, you'd probably lean towards the side of saying no because of his production with the Browns. But what do you think about it?
I
What's your
think
gut
it's
tell you?
Well, my gut is telling me I think what's going to happen is he's going to come in and he's going to relinquish a lot of stress from Cooper Kupp, from Robert Woods, Tyler Higbee. He's going to open the field up, I feel like, a little bit more, maybe allowing the run game. I could see a little bit more, you know, it facilitating a little bit better, trying to think of how to say that. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe this is a good thing for Robert Woods. Maybe this is a good thing for Cooper Kupp, where it's not they're losing their targets. It's more the field is expanded. They're going to get open more. And I mean, if I'm Odell Beckham, you got to think this is a great place to land. You have a future Hall of Fame quarterback. I know you disagree with that, but you have a future Hall of Fame quarterback. You have Cooper Kupp. You have Robert Woods. Oh, your defense is stacked, but you have Sean McVay, one of the best masterminds, to scheme on offense in the league. So I think it'll be a way better situation than Cleveland. I think they're going to have a lot of plays specifically played for Odell. But, I mean, I guess we'll see. I like the move. Me personally, I thought he was going to go to Green Bay just like everybody else thought he was. I thought, what's a better situation than playing with one of the greatest of all time in Aaron Rodgers and, the best wide receiver in the league playing across from you in Devontae Adams. But he chose the opposite. How do you feel? I mean, you're a Green Bay fan.
I'm relieved. I think he would have disrupted the locker room and the Packers' traditional organization. At the same time, I think, clearly he's presented himself as a leader and an alpha, if you will. I think Devontae is an alpha as well. I mean, I'm sure they're friends. I feel like, once you get into the heat of the moment and you're out there on the field on Sundays or Monday nights or Thursday evenings, battling it out there, you get a little heated. Two alphas, two leaders might butt heads a little bit. Whereas in Los Angeles, Cooper Kupp's clearly the wide receiver 1. I'm not saying Odell will overtake that, but personality-wise, I think he's a little bit more of a beta. I'm going to come out and say it. Cooper Kupp, you know, I don't know if he's that type of guy to go out there and rally the troops, whereas like Odell, he's a big personality, right? He's got the ego. LA makes sense for him. He's gonna fit in just fine. He's gonna join LeBron when he's on a home game stretch for some vino at the crib, and I think he's gonna enjoy the lavish, star-studded lifestyle that Los Angeles has to offer.
So
Now,
you
I don't know
think
if that translates to on the field quite yet, but we'll figure that out.
so you think that Devontae Adams ultimately scared him because he is such a better wide receiver than Odell, and he would have expected a lot more out of Odell.
I think Odell wants to be the headline wherever he is, and with whether it was Devontae or Aaron Rodgers, that's going to take away from Odell. Whereas in Los Angeles, everything's fine. It's copacetic. Oh, then you get OBJ coming in. The cameras start coming out. The
What word did
flashing
you just
lights.
use? Copacetic?
Copacetic.
What the fuck does that mean?
Everything is just all right. It's just fine.
Did you just read that today and you were like, I'm going to use that?
No, I've known it. Your boy Yosoy, he likes to peruse the word of the day on the dictionary app. Try to, you know,
Copacetic. I'm going to start using that.
copacetic. I think it's
Copacetic.
COPATHETIC. It's like copacetic, but it's like copacetic, something like that.
Copacetic. Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let me see.
Everything's going to be just all right. Is that what it means?
Oh wait, no. Copacetic, Copacetic, in excellent order. It's like everything is just great. Everything's all right. It's not
Wow.
like
Learn
incredible. It's not.
learn words with Wheezy.
Wheezy's words. You might have to make that a special. I know I've used vicissitudes a few times.
Wow. I've never heard that.
What? I feel like I've used that quite a bit. The
Oh
ups
my
and
God.
downs.
Okay, vicissitude. I like that
Don't
one
ask me
too.
to spell that one. I know
Well,
what it
anyway,
means. I know how to pronounce it.
you were very copacetic with what you were saying before I interrupted
Yeah.
you. So proceed.
I don't know. I think I pretty much made my point. I'm just trying to talk myself into the fact that I'm okay with the fact the Packers didn't get OBJ and the Rams didn't get immediately better. So that's what I was trying to do.
Gotcha. I mean, other signings, around the league, obviously Deshaun Jackson, as I said, went to the Raiders. Cam Newton today, big news, re-signed, I guess you could say,
Yes.
back with the Panthers on a 1-year deal. So the headline, Superman returning to Carolina. Obviously, he's not going to be playing in this week's game. They have PJ Walker starting, but with Sam Darnold out for 4 to 6 weeks, they plan on using him pretty readily, after this week. So, immediate thoughts. I don't know if you really even care about it, but
I mean, it's interesting. I've been pretty critical of the Panthers after their 4-0 start, and now they dropped five in a row. Excuse me. However, if I can find the standings, NFC, they're sitting there at 4-5. Tyler. I mean, they're technically what, a game and a half, 2 games out of the playoffs. I mean, Cam Newton has been pretty vocal and expressive in his, saying I'm better, or what do you say? I'm
I'm
better,
not. I'm better than
the
at least,
32nd guy
yeah,
or something. Like I'm
32nd.
not the
Yeah,
worst. I'm better than everyone else who's starting right now. He's probably right. I thought Sam Darnold played pretty well. We saw what happens when Christian McCaffrey isn't playing and doesn't take that much pressure off of the passing game there in Carolina. Christian McCaffrey is back now, right? We saw him on a snap count last week. I'm not convinced that they have enough weapons on the offensive side of the ball, but I do think Cam Newton gives the Panthers a better chance of making the playoffs than Sam Darnold.
no, I agree. I like the move. I think it's smart. I thought that Cam Newton was going to sign way earlier than November. We're sitting here November 11th. I thought he may have got signed by the Washington football team, the Jets. There was plenty of opportunities for him to get signed. I mean, obviously the Panthers have a soft spot for him. I think it was a great signing. I think he has chemistry with the organization. He obviously has chemistry with Christian McCaffrey, their best player. And I think their defense is really good. I mean, it's not like they're bad. They have Stephon Gilmore who played last week. He's gonna, be healthier this week. I think this is a good time for them to heat the ovens back up and get back on the right track. Because you got a injury-ridden Saints team right now. The Falcons are the Falcons. They'll probably lose, in last-minute play. And then, I mean, obviously it's the Bucs division to lose. They have one of the easiest schedules going forward, minus the Bills. So this is good news for the Panthers. If I'm a
Yeah.
Panthers fan, I'd feel ecstatic about it.
I mean, it's a little. I know we've been pretty vocal on the fact that the NFC is a lot more competitive than the AFC, but it's pretty lopsided, Tyler. If you look at it, that we got the Cowboys in the East at 6-2. Second place is the Eagles at 3-6. NFC West, we got the Cardinals 8-1, Rams 7-2, then the Seahawks 3-5. NFC North, Packers 7-2, then the Vikings 3-5. The NFC South, we got Bucks 6-2, Saints 5-3, Falcons 4-4, Panthers 4-5. I mean, if they can break off any kind of streak, go on a 2-3 game run, like they're putting themselves in a great position to close out the end of the season and make one of those wild card spots.
I feel like the only thing that's bad about the Panthers' back half of their schedule is that they do have a bye, but they also have to face the Bucks twice. So they face them the last game of the season, and then they face them somewhere in the middle. So that's going to be a tough stretch right there with 2 games right there, and you can't be giving away any games at that point. But let's hop right into week 10. I'll real quick, week 9 final records between me and Austin.
I don't want to know.
I went 6-8, which I don't think I won a single game in the 1:00 games. I think I didn't win one single one. And then Austin, I don't think you won one single one in the later games, but I went 6-8. Austin went 3-11.
Wow. How you got to try to be that bad. I mean, geez.
You did pick a tie. Let's not forget.
True. I forget what the score of that. Oh, 9-17. Hey, not too far off. The Texans score, go for 2, get it.
Yeah.
Right.
So the season records are 80 and 54. We're both tied. We're tied back up.
Wow.
Last week killed you, my friend. But
I'm happy to be tied after going 3-11.
Yeah. I'm happy to be tied too after the past few weeks I've had. Week 10 though, obviously first game that's going on right now, Thursday night, Ravens at Dolphins. The big story, Lamar's homecoming. I don't know what the score is right now. It looks like it's 3-3.
3-3, yeah. I mean, this is just a stinker.
Yeah, this is not a good game if you have any of these players in fantasy right now. I already made my pick, as I usually do before the show. I had the Ravens in this one, which, I mean, honestly, since it's 3-3 and tied, I feel is a pretty fair pick.
Yeah,
it's
but what was the spread? I feel like this should have been a spread game.
It was close. It was 8.5. So I think it was 8.5.
That's a close spread?
Well, it was what I meant. It's a close to the 10 threshold, to that double digit. So
is that where you're that's where you make the cutoff?
Yeah, so -10 is the start of our spread picks.
I feel like it should be 7. If you're favored by 7 points and like you're winning by a touchdown, that's what they expect you to do. That's a lot.
I'll take it to the committee. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss, and we'll go forward in the future with what we feel is best for the No Look podcast. But at the moment, this isn't a spread game. It's straight up. So I'm picking the Rams on this one. I think it's easy. The Rams are one of the best teams. Or the Ravens. Sorry, I got Odell on my mind. Ravens, I think, are the better team. Dolphins, obviously, are a dumpster fire this year, even though they're coming off of a win against another dumpster fire. So I just think the Ravens are just going to pull this off. They're a little bit stronger. So
yeah, I would have gone with the Ravens as well. 3-3 right now. I don't know. Dolphins, they're playing Brissett. I don't know what's going on, but this, Tyler, just further enforces my opinion last week where I stated that the AFC North is a fraudulent division. The Bengals lose to the Jets. I mean, what was it last week? The Browns completely demolished the Bengals.
Steelers beat the Bears.
Ravens sneak by the Vikings.
Snuck by the Vikings, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Before we get into next week's game, Tyler, or the games for this upcoming week, could we just talk about real quick the Jaguars beating the Bills? I mean, where does this put the whole landscape of the AFC? Because right now, the AFC is as even of a race as I've ever seen it. Like we're talking about the NFC is lopsided, but we got the Bills going down to the Jags. They're obviously one of the top teams still. But oh wait, who's right behind them at 5-4? The Patriots, Bill Belichick. The Chargers 5-3, Raiders 5-3. The Chiefs are now 5-4. Broncos 5-4. The AFC North, who I think are all fraudulent, they're still above 500. Ravens 6-2, Steelers 5-3, Browns 5-4, Bengals 5-4. Then we got the Titans at 7-2. I mean, this is about as even of a conference as I've ever seen it. Who do you think is the best team in the AFC right now?
I mean, honestly, I have no idea. Because
other than the Raiders. Don't say Raiders.
No, I'm not even going to say the Raiders because I feel like with the AFC, it's like each week there's a different hot team, you know? Like 2 weeks ago, the Bengals were going to be AFC North winners. They're going to be the number one out of the AFC, you know, maybe with the Bills. Then it was the Bills. Now, you know, possibly people are thinking it's the Chiefs. You know, they're coming off of a few wins. Chiefs are really good. The Patriots are looking good. Now the Broncos, you know, absolutely demolished the Cowboys. They're back. It's like we're giving and taking. I don't know. If I had to pick, I would want the Bills to be it, but at this point, it's just up in the air. I could throw a dart at a balloon at a fair, and you know that person's gonna win the AFC because
Yeah.
I don't know who's gonna win it.
I mean, for me, I guess I'd have to lean towards the Titans. You know, they have the best overall record right now, coming off of an impressive win over the Rams, who I did say earlier have one loss. They now have two. I forgot about last week. I was at Complex Con, Tyler. I wasn't watching a lot of football. I was watching the Packers lose to the Chiefs on my phone a little bit. But we look at the Titans' losses. Opening week, which as we know, week 1 was no indication of how teams are going to perform for the rest of the season.
Of course
lose to the Cardinals. And then they have the loss to the Jets, which the Jets are just... I can't say they're a good team, but I guess they're just a giant killer. You know, they're David against Goliath. They got the little fucking slingshot guy, the whatchamacallit. But
Archer?
No, I thought it was a little fucking pebble.
Oh, the
rocks.
catapult?
No, it was a slingshot, I thought.
Slingshot, yeah.
Yeah, I had it right. But, I mean, they have impressive wins. You know, they beat the Chiefs. They beat the Rams last week. They beat the Bills. They've been probably the most consistent team. But yeah, I just had to get your opinion on that because this season in the NFL... Oh, we lost them. Hold up. Broken along, I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. We're searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I give you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down. All around this empty town, we're searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Just stare, cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares too. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, I'm gonna do this on my own. No point in blaming you, you did not know. Oh, I thought you were the one for me. That's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down. All around this empty town, I'm searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air, like a blazing flare. Don't stare, 'cause the flames will burn us up.
Back.
All right, we're back. Apologies. I believe Tyler is to blame. We had some internet technical difficulties.
I'm fighting Skype. I'm gonna send them a nasty email.
Oh, you're blaming Skype or the router?
Either. I want to blame anybody but me.
Just deflect.
Yeah.
All right, I don't remember where we were, but we might as well at this point just dive into our picks for this week, Tyler. Who are we starting off with?
Well, first game, Saints at Titans. As you said, you feel the Titans might be the best in the AFC right now. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that. Not that they're the best in the AFC, but I think that they're gonna win this game against the Saints. Obviously, Saints without Jameis. Now they're probably gonna be without Alvin Kamara. They're saying it's up in the air. He didn't practice today.
Well, who said that?
ESPN.
Well, why you gotta stop going to ESPN, honey?
Well, I mean, it's where did you see other news somewhere else?
No, but
Right now,
usually
Alvin
they
Kamara's-
just let these guys sit throughout the week. They don't, they rarely practice if they have any kind of injury designation or something they're concerned about.
Regardless, it's up in the air right now. With or without him, I still think that the Titans are a strong enough team to beat this Saints team. There was a lot of miscues on offense last week against the Falcons, bad defensive schemes against the Falcons too as well. I just think this Titans team just realized that they could win without Derrick Henry, and I think that's going to help them throughout the season. Obviously, AP is not the answer, but Ryan Tannehill, is going to step up like he did last week, I think, and I'm going to go with the Titans on this one. This is one of those games, Austin, and we'll come back to it next week. I don't feel good about.
Like, you don't have a strong feeling either way?
Right. Like, I know if I pick the Titans, they're probably, I feel like whoever I pick in this game, you should fade.
Well, I feel like I kind of want to
you-
fade, but at the same time, I just got done giving the Titans all this praise, so I would kind of be fraudulent myself in my takes if I didn't fully endorse them. I apologize.
I'm not saying you. I'm
Yeah.
saying the viewers. If you're betting,
Oh,
fade the fuck out of me because this is not a game I feel good about.
you think it's possible for your ears to fluctuate size? Because I got these like earbud headphones, and you can change out the little fucking like pieces on them for different sizes. Like my right ear, I've always had issues with AirPods because the way it's shaped or the size of it. The left ear is fine. So if I ever rock one AirPod, it's going in the left ear. Probably drains the battery of that one a lot more, and so that one's gonna be fucked. Anyways, the right ear, I feel like either it's bigger or something, or I don't know if I got hair in there pushing out the headphone, but I feel like sometimes I need to just switch these little pieces out. Sometimes I need a bigger piece, other times I need it smaller because it just feels weird in there. Anyways, a little tangent for you. I just had a quick question about that. For
My
this
ears
one,
are just small to answer your question.
yeah, but
Very small.
makes up for it where it counts.
Right.
I gotta go with the Titans on this one, Tyler. I completely wouldn't be surprised if the Saints without Jameis, potentially without Kamara, Titans coming off of an impressive win against the Rams. I would not be surprised if the Saints come out and win. But right now, I feel like the Titans are the better football team. They have more of a true identity. They've been more consistent. They're sitting here at 7-2. The Saints at 5-3. They've been up and down, right? They have good wins. They have bad losses. I don't know what to make of them. I feel better picking the Titans. Tannehill, he showed poise last week. AJ Brown's healthy. Julio's back. I didn't get to watch the game. AP was okay. He got in the end zone for the fantasy guys, but
He's going to be an end zone 1-yarder touchdown type of
yeah, he's
guy.
going to be touchdown dependent, and I'm okay with that because if he gets 2 in a game, that's more than enough. 30, 40 yards rushing, that's double digits. I think the Titans are just more well-balanced, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Next game we got, first spread game of the week, -12 Bills at Jets. Austin, who do you got?
I feel this one is a lose-lose, Tyler, because
I agree 100%.
Everything in my body, Jets coming off of well, they're not coming off of a win, but lost to the Colts. They beat the Bengals and the Titans
Which,
this
by the
year.
way, that was the game last week. I was in NOLA. I texted you. I said, fuck the Jets. I think we both agreed on it because they ruined
I think we had Jets like -10 or something. Or plus 10.
We did. It was we both picked the Jets. The Colts were -10.5.
Yeah.
And I think the Jets scored like a last-minute touchdown.
Yeah, no, fuck the Jets. I'm never picking the Jets, much like the Raiders. The Bills, although they're coming off of a bad loss against the Jaguars, that was a trap game. Obviously, coming off of a win against the Dolphins, they're looking at the Jets, they're looking at the Colts. I mean, I feel like they have 3 trap games in a row until they get to the Saints. I think they're going to get their heads straight. They're going to figure stuff out. They still have Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in football right now. Zach Moss went out with an injury. I think we're going to see a lot of Devin Singletary. They're going to have to air the ball out. I'm not sure what the deal is with Dawson Knox, but they do have Stephon Diggs, Emmanuel Sanders, Gabriel Davis. They have weapons. The defense is still strong as ever. I like the Bills in this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of last week contributed to the Bills Mafia taking to the pool. Everybody was relaxed. Then the whole thing with Josh Allen on the defensive side for the Jaguars, strip sacking, picking off, sacking.
Josh Allen sack on Josh Allen.
Is a Josh Allen crime on crime. But again, another game, fade me, if you will. I do not feel good about this game. Like you, Austin, I can't pick the Jets after what they did last week. I do think that the Bills game was a fluke. I don't think.
That one might have been my fault. I tried adjusting the volume and then you just fucking disappeared. So I'll take the blame for that one. Anyway,
all right.
Fade you
Round
were saying.
3.
Yeah.
All right. So, like I was saying, I do think that the Bills game was a fluke. I don't think that that's a true representation of how the Bills are going to be playing throughout the rest of the season. I have to take the spread on this one. I don't feel good about it. I've been back and forth all day on this game, just like the last game. But I think it's going to be all Bills. And the Bills are flying to New Jersey because they're the real team in New York, not the New York Football Jets. Next game we got, Austin. Falcons at Cowboys. Falcons, obviously, another game. I just don't – the picks this week, I just don't know.
This is just one of the craziest NFL seasons. I don't necessarily hate it. I think we'll look back on it and say maybe that was one of the most even years. The Bucs are pretty dominant. The Chiefs aren't the team as they have been in years past. I mean, honestly, from a fantasy standpoint or like a fan of the NFL, it's been interesting. But what the hell is going on, Tyler?
Another game, you might as well just fade this whole entire no-look parlay, when we post it because I don't feel good about this pick either. Falcons obviously coming off of a big road win against the Saints. The Cowboys coming off of a monstrosity of a loss to the Broncos, who everybody counted out. I dug deep though, Austin, and I was thinking I can't go against the Cowboys, and you can't go against them back-to-back weeks. They're 6-2, or they've only lost 2 games. I just can't trust the Falcons at this point. This is a game where everybody wants you to pick the Falcons because they just beat the Saints. They came back. Cordell Patterson's, the best three-headed monster. If his mom could work 3 jobs, he could play 3 positions type of guy. Their defense looked dominant. It's a trap. It's all Cowboys in Dallas. Dak said it himself. They shouldn't have lost. CeeDee Lamb's pissed off. I like this Cowboys team a lot. Obviously, they're kind of injury-ridden right now. Got a lot of guys questionable. Their defense got scorched last week. But I'm going to ride with the Cowboys on this one.
Yeah, Tyler, I don't feel like going 3-11 again this week. And I think picking the Cowboys in this game gives me my best chance to not have that happen. The Falcons, yeah, they have some decent wins. They're sitting there at 500. Cowboys coming off of I guess you can call it bad loss against the Broncos, who are above 500. You can't necessarily say it was a bad loss. Who knows? Maybe Von Miller and his whole Halloween party scandal was just completely dividing the locker room. You ship him off to Los Angeles, clears it up. I wouldn't be surprised without Odell if we see the Browns become the best team in football right now. Baker, again, dealing with a very grueling injury with the torn labrum of his left shoulder. I know how that feels, Baker. I empathize with you. I'm still not convinced you're a good quarterback, but
ridiculous.
I understand your pain. I feel you. With all that being said, reel it back in, Tyler. We gotta get you a little like a mini fishing pole. And whenever I start going on crazy tangents, you just gotta start reeling me back in.
I have like a mini golf bag if you want that.
I just think the Cowboys, they're better overall. The defense, Trayvon Diggs is one of the best, if not the best corners in the league. CeeDee Lamb, they got to get him going. There's no way around it. Tyler, I think this game is going to be a shootout. I would hammer the over. We're in Dallas at this one, A&T Stadium, or AT&T Stadium, I should say. I'm going with the boys, America's team on this one.
Okay. Next game, we got another spread game, another game I do not feel confident in. Jaguars at Colts. Colts are favored 10.5. Last week we went against the Colts, both of us did, and we got burnt. Jaguars coming off the big win. This is another trap game. They want you to pick the Colts in this one, or they want you to pick the Jaguars in this one because, the Jaguars are surging. And, I am going to agree with it. That's too many points to give the Colts. I do think they're a good team. I do. I just don't think that they can cover that 10.5. They're going to have garbage time just like they did last week after Jonathan Taylor is just going to run all over him. Michael Pittman catch him 1, maybe 2 tutters. But I think this Jaguars defense is surging. I think their offense is, their offense. But I'm going to have to go against the spread on this one and go with the Jaguars.
What is the spread?
10.5.
Oh, boy. Shit, man. I mean, I was gonna pick the Colts, but 10.5. I don't know. Can Urban and the Jags figure it out? Man, they're not putting up points. I mean, they won, they scored 9, 7 the week before, 23, 19, 21, 19, 13, 21. I'm looking at that. I see the Colts are at home. The last game, they put up 45 points, 31, 30, 31, 25, 27. I just think the offense is clicking right now. Jonathan Taylor, like you said, Tyler, probably the best back in football right now with an injured Derrick Henry. Christian McCaffrey went on IR. Alvin Kamara, I don't think he's really got going yet. It's tough to argue with Jonathan Taylor as being the best back in football. Michael Pittman is a bona fide stud. He is a clear-cut wide receiver 1. I think T.Y. Hilton is coming back. Or was he back last week? I can't even remember. They got Hilton. They got Pascal. They got Paris Campbell. They got Mo Wiley Cox. They got Zach Doyle. I mean, they have the pieces. They have the weapons. The defensive side of the ball, they've always been stout, Tyler. I think they can put up the points, and I think the defense is good enough to stop a subpar at best Jaguars offense. I'm gonna pick the Colts to win by more than 10.
Cover 10.5, so they have to win by 11.
Right. To win by 11 or more.
There you go. Next game we got Browns at Patriots. It's just back to back to back to back to back. I don't know. I just don't know anymore. Browns obviously looking incredible without Odell. The Patriots, looking incredible against the Panthers last week. Two teams coming off huge wins. It's at Gillette, so it's in New England. I'm just gonna try and talk this out because I need to figure this out. I need your help on this too. You got Baker playing, great ball.
I don't know that I'll be much help because I don't know either.
Well, let's work this together. Baker playing great ball without Odell. Mac Jones playing great ball, in general. I mean, he has one of the best offensive coordinators in the league with McDaniels. The defense for the Patriots is the best scheming defense there is in the NFL. Don't at me. It's just a fact. On the other side, you got Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive players in the league. Their secondary kind of, sus. You can't trust them. Nick Chubb out. Kareem Hunt out. They got Dearness Johnson, who ran for 150 last time he started. Damian Harris might be out. Stevenson might be out. I mean, I initially picked the Browns in this one. And I hate picking the Browns because every time I pick them, they lose. Every time I don't, they win. Tell me why I shouldn't pick the Browns.
Patriots, Bill Belichick. I mean, really, that's the only thing you need to say. We've seen them do it time and time again. With a less than appealing roster. Obviously Tom Brady has been at the forefront of most of those teams. However, Mac Jones has looked consistent. He's been managing the game well. I said a few weeks back, Bill Belichick has been smart in the positions that he's putting his rookie quarterback in, not setting him up for failure. Now, he doesn't look great. He's not flashy because Bill Belichick has been conservative. At the same time, if he's not going to allow him to go for those fourth downs, try to make the crazy play, the comebacks. If he's not going to allow him to potentially succeed, he's not going to allow him to potentially fail. So Mac Jones has looked just very all right, I'm going to say. The defense always is going to be stout. If anytime you got Belichick, the evil genius, the mastermind, the Sith Lord, right? He's up there in the Death Star. He's plotting. Tyler, anytime you see Belichick wearing an outrageous outfit, the Patriots are going to be good. I think he wore a sweatshirt with like a crop top sweatshirt over it. He's got like 5 hoods on. He's got one sock all the way up to his kneecap. The other leg he's wearing the ankle socks, or maybe the no-shows that Cristiano Ronaldo wears. I'm all in on the Patriots being back. I hate to say it because how many years have they dominated and just owned the NFL, really? Now Tom Brady's still running it. He's winning Super Bowls, but the Patriots are there as well. So it's like the debate, was it Tom? Was it Belichick? Well, it was equally both of them. You get, arguably, I won't say arguably, you get the best quarterback all time, and you get arguably, maybe I can still say, the best coach of all time together. Clearly, that's a formula for success. That's a winning formula. I just can't trust the Browns, and I think the Patriots right now are trending in that right direction.
I'm going to agree with you then. You sold me.
All right.
Because then I remembered it's like the Patriots will win regardless of who's at running back. I mean, shit. Jonas, what was his name? Jonas, that guy that scored 4 touchdowns. Jonas Gray.
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Patriots back in like
it doesn't
2014.
matter. they'll put. I don't know if James White is back, but they'll put Burkhead in there. They got like J.J. Taylor. I mean,
Brandon
shit.
Bolden.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They got guys. I think they literally pay guys like off the books to just be on call in case their running backs get injured. And then they just call them up to the active roster and they score 5 touchdowns in a game, like you said, Tyler.
Next game we got another stinker, I don't feel good about it. Lions at Steelers. And let me tell you why I don't feel good about it, Austin. I stayed up last week just to lose by 0.5 points in fantasy because of Chase Claypool. I watched the Steelers. They are the most mediocre team I've ever seen in my life. The only reason why they're good is because of their defense. I mean, Ben Roethlisberger, I might as well be out there. He reminds me of me being a quarterback in JV. Like, they hand the ball off to Najee. They just consistently feed him for 3 yards. It's the most boring offense to watch in the NFL. It's bad for football, I think. I don't know how anybody wants to watch that on a Monday night to end their week. I want to pick the Lions so bad, Austin, in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't. I picked them twice too many times this season. I don't think this is the game that they win in Heinz Field, so I'm going to have to go with the Steelers, but I don't feel good about it. No Chase Claypool probably. Their offensive line, you might as well have 5 guys that pick up your garbage in the morning because they're probably better than these guys and they're getting paid a trillion times more, but they don't deserve it. They're awful. They're horrendous. Disgusting.
No, speaking of fantasy, Tyler, last week Queensberry, Daniel Jones gets sacked twice on the closing drive of the game. I lose by 0.7 points. If one of those plays were a mere interception, I would have won the game. Fast forward to this past weekend. What was it? Oh, so I was losing in our friend league to Brian. I needed like 20 from Najee to win the game. In my cousin's league, I was up by 17, and I was playing the guy with Najee. So there was like a 2.5 point window where I could have got fucked in both games and lost them both. Of course that happens. Najee scores like 18 points. I lose by 1 in one game. I lose by like 0.5 in the other one. So I had myself a hell of a fantasy weekend, or back-to-back weeks, really. But to bring it back into the game at hand, Lions, I don't think. Yeah, please. Anytime, just do that, and I'll get the cue. I need that. I'm like a little. I don't even know. Probably shouldn't go there. Anyways, I'm like one of my mom's students. We'll say that. Just get going. I need to be reeled back in there. Inside joke. Anyways, I'm looking at the Lions' schedule. I don't think they're gonna go defeated on the year. I'm looking at this home game against the Bears. Oh shit, is that on Thanksgiving? That might be. I think that's
Thanksgiving is usually good for the Lions too.
Right. They perform there. Dan Campbell, he may eat 2 whole turkeys before he goes out there on the sideline just to energize himself. I can't pick them, Tyler. There's not much to say. Steelers stink, but the Lions are just like god awful. I have 0 ounce of intention or like confidence in the Lions this week or any week really. Like I said, I think their game against the Bears might be the best chance. I think the Steelers run the ball well. Najee Harris, he's gonna have a big game. No Claypool. They got Deontay. They have Juju, or is he out?
No, he's out for the season.
He's out for the season. Well, this might be the best game of the year for the Steelers then, if they're gonna run the ball 50 times. They take away
Freiermuth, former Penn State great.
Yeah, they might as well just run I formation, run the ball, and run play action to fucking Bear guy, whatever his name is.
Freiermuth.
Fryer, air fryer. Fucking air fryer. Yeah, I'm going with the Steelers.
Air fryer had 2 touchdowns last game, so
yeah, everyone has their day.
Yeah. Next game we got Bucks at Washington Football Team. Easy pick for me. Raise the flags. Bucks coming off of a tough loss against the Saints before their bye. I don't think that was an accurate representation of, who they are, just like the Bills losing last week. I mean, when Brady's on the stand doing presses and, stuff like that and talking about his success and his career going back to back, this is a game you do not want to be in front of him against, because I think he's going to have like at least 5 touchdowns this game. It's going to be a
Who's this?
scoring
Sorry.
Tom Brady. I think
Okay.
this is going to be a scoring bonanza for the Bucks. No AB, but it doesn't matter. They got Gronky back. They got Chris Godwin, former Penn State great. Mike Evans. I mean, Leonard Fournette's running the ball like a madman. Their defense is decent, but I don't think that matters because I don't think the Washington football team can keep up with the scoring of the Bucks this week. It's all Bucks for me.
Yeah, this one's easy. No AB. Doesn't matter. Like you said, Gronk's coming back. Fournette has established himself as the clear-cut number 1 back there. And I think rightfully so. Ryland Jones, he had his opportunities. Fournette runs the ball just as good, if not better. He catches the ball better out of the backfield. He fits the offense a little better. The defense is stout. Washington football team, I don't know if they're going to be able to put points on the board. And obviously, Tyler, you and I both know you need to put points on the board to win the football game.
Also, no Antonio Gibson. I forgot. I think he's out.
You got to get off ESPN, my guy.
They're saying he's possibly out. I mean, game time decision. I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
regardless.
but he's had the same shin injury for like 5 weeks. He's coming off of a bye. Don't listen to Tyler. Don't listen to ESPN. Gibson will be out there, but it won't make a difference. I have to start him by default because I have no other options. You got to hope for a garbage time touchdown. However, it's going to be all Bucks up and down the field in the end zone, and they're going to win the game. Yes, now, start, go, now.
Next game, Panthers at Cardinals, another spread game. Cardinals are favored by 10.5. Kyler Murray's questionable, most likely going to play this week. Panthers, as I said before, starting P.J. Walker at quarterback. Again, I think this is a trap game, Austin. I think this is a game they want you to pick. They want you to pick the Cardinals to win this. Because, P.J. Walker
clearly.
at quarterback. Christian McCaffrey's back. Their defense for the Panthers got scorched last week. I think they have one of their main linebackers, Burns, got injured at the Patriots game. So, a lot of question marks this week for the Panthers. I'm going with them though. I do not trust the Cardinals at 10.5. I don't trust them at 10.5. Kyler's playing injured. He's playing hurt. He's not playing injured. He's playing hurt. I think this Panthers defense, can keep it within reason, below 10. I think the Cardinals are going to win, but I'm going to go with the Panthers on this one.
Yeah, I mean, if Kyler plays, then this one should be easy. We don't know. Obviously, he's up in the air. Maybe no DeAndre Hopkins, who missed last week as well. However, I don't think it matters.
No Chase Edmonds.
No Chase Edmonds. Doesn't matter. James Conner scoring 3 tutties last week. He's showing you why
That was a fluke.
he should be started in fantasy, why he should be a featured back in Arizona. They got the defense right. J.J. Watt. They got all the other guys.
Chandler Jones.
They don't have Patrick Peterson anymore, so I don't really know who else they got on the defensive side of the ball. But
They got Isaiah Simmons.
Good.
He's a D-back.
Yeah, anyways, they're a better overall team. Insert left tackle here. They have a good line. I think they're going to run the ball. I think the game plan with Cliff Kingsbury, make sure you get your Cliff bars in, you get your protein. He's going to have a solid game plan. If Cam Newton was playing, Tyler, I 100% would have picked the Panthers, but he's not. So next week we'll have to revisit that scenario. However, this week it's going to be all Cardinals. A nice animal game, right? We got the Panthers versus the Cardinals, Broncos versus Eagles. I love when the animal teams face
I mean, the
off against each
Panthers would
other.
absolutely annihilate the Cardinals if it were real life.
I don't know.
You think
They're
a
quick. They
Cardinal's
might.
they're like this big, if
Yeah,
that.
but you can't say one Cardinal. It wouldn't be a one-on-one.
So you can't say one Panther then.
Well, like I think
11 Panthers versus 11 Cardinals.
Wait,
I'm gonna take the Panthers on that one.
Hold on. Let's look at this Panther population.
I'm just gonna outright say it. I think the Panthers would be the most dominant mascot there is. I think they would beat anybody. I mean, any animal team, I should say, because obviously a jet could just crash right into them and kill them. But
Why
I
are
mean,
they giving me Florida Panthers?
Because they're a hockey team, and that was talking hockey.
Wait, Panthers?
Florida Panthers are hot right now. I think they're on like a crazy.
World. Black Panther. That's what we want, right?
Yes.
How many Black Panthers are left in the world?
Why does that matter?
Okay, so Tyler, there's only 150 Black Panthers left in the world.
Why does that matter?
Looking up the Cardinal population. There's 120 million Cardinals in the world. You're telling me 120 fucking Cardinals swooping in, dive bombing, fucking pecking out the Panthers' eyeballs? That's not gonna overtake them? 120 million versus a fucking 150? Cardinals are gonna fucking come in there and make those motherfuckers extinct. And then, what do you know? They get a taste of Panther. And they're like, wow, this shit tastes good. Now we got a bunch of fucking carnivorous Cardinals out there in the world. And they're like, oh, what other being tastes good? They're going to start attacking humans and shit. And then it's going to be like the movie The Birds all over again. But it's fucking Cardinals. And they're cute. I'm reeling it in. Fuck the Panthers.
All I'm saying is I think one Panther could kill about 100,000 Cardinals easily.
No shot, bucko.
What?
No shot.
We need to do a simulation.
They
150
can fly.
Panthers.
They're quick. They're agile. They're like Kyler Murray.
Panthers are probably one of the most elusive cats in the wild. They could kill any other cat. Maybe I'm thinking about a jaguar. I don't know. We'll see.
About Jaguar.
Jaguars are.
No,
I might be thinking about Jaguar.
OD, but 150 versus 120 mil. Sheesh.
Next game we got Vikings at Chargers. Easy pick for me. I'm going with the Chargers on this one. I think it's going to be a very close game. As always, the Vikings have been keeping every game close this year. I think Justin Herbert balling out like he did last week. Although this could be one of those games where you want to fade me because Justin Herbert notoriously loves to have great games and then have bad games. So I'm picking the Chargers regardless. I think they're, much better. I don't love the Vikings this season defensively. Offensively, they're great, but I have to ride with the Chargers. I think they'd score more points.
Yeah, I got to ride with the hometown team on this one, Tyler. They're coming off of a sloppy win against the Eagles, lost to the Patriots, lost to the Ravens. I think they got to get back on track. They got the Vikings, Steelers, Broncos, Bengals, Giants. I like their strength of schedule throughout the rest of the season, Tyler, and I think it starts here. They're going to get hot a little bit, and they're going to kind of show you why they're regarded to previously earlier in the season as one of the best teams in the AFC.
Yeah, next game we got another AFC West. Eagles at Broncos. Obviously, Broncos coming off that huge win against the Cowboys. The Eagles, they lost, right, last week?
Yeah, to the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a shootout. I felt like every time I was checking my phone, Justin Herbert threw another touchdown. It was crazy. I'm actually going to go with the not favorite on this one for once this week. I'm going to have to ride with the Eagles on this one. Again, do not feel good about this game. I mean, obviously Jalen Hurts is starting, but, what Broncos team and what Eagles team are we going to get for both of these teams? I don't love the Broncos. I think every time they come off of a win, they then lose. The Eagles, they're due for a big win. Obviously, it's not a great season for the Eagles, but I think Jalen Hurts is balling out. I don't love this Broncos team. I don't know. I'm going with the Eagles. I can't explain it. I don't love the Broncos. It's probably because I hate the Broncos because I'm in the AFC West, but
No,
let's
definitely.
go Birds. Go Birds.
Yeah, because if you have tuned into the No Look podcast, Tyler, at any point of the season, I keep trying to force the Eagles, force Jalen Hurts onto a win streak or a win of any kind. However, it hasn't happened. Eagles sitting there at 3-6. I think they gotta just go back to the drawing board, cook something up in the offseason. Clearly, this is not their year. Broncos coming off of an impressive win against the Cowboys. Ted Bridgewater, Tyler, which I forget if it was Sirianno. Who's the DirecTV Red Zone guy? Got the big ears. Anyways, I forget if it was
Chris
him.
Hansen?
No, that's the
Scott Hansen.
Spectrum. Yeah. Anyways, I think his name is like Siliano or something. But anyways,
yes,
either it was him or the local broadcaster kept referring to Teddy Bridgewater as Ted Bridgewater, and for some reason it just kept making me super angry. Like he's trying to act like he's on his Christmas card mailing list, like he's good friends. His kid goes to school with it, Teddy's kid. He's like multiple times, Ted Bridgewater. It's like
Ted Bridgewater sounds like a famous lawyer.
Fucking Ted Bundy or something. I don't know. This guy's saying
not even close.
This guy's saying Ted when clearly like he wants to be known by Teddy, right? He puts it on all his NFL name applications, everything where he wants to be referred to as. Anyways, I'm going with the Broncos on this one. Javonte Williams is going to have a breakout game.
No,
Javonte Williams is going to have a breakout game. Melvin Gordon is going to get hurt. I hope not too bad. Just maybe something for this week or a couple weeks. Maybe, I don't know. Just nothing serious, Melvin. But Javonte Williams.
This guy's been on the Javonte train for too long. You're cracked out.
He had 100 yards last week. If he gets in the end zone,
care.
that's a great game.
Yeah, who scored both touchdowns, though?
Melvin Gordon.
Next game we got Seahawks at Packers, Austin. I'm gonna let you go first because I know you have I know you feel some type of way as you always do about the Packers. I might have to reel you in one or two times, so have at it.
Yeah, well, I'm like a fucking full-grown 800-pound tuna right now. There's no reeling me in. I'm fucking snapping the line. Fucking Packers. Rodgers thinks he's gonna be back. He might not be back. It's up in the air. Seahawks, you know how much I fucking hate them. Russell Wilson, he's out there doing he's like a kid out at recess. He's running through the plays in his head. He's on the field by himself, pretending like he's under the center in the huddle, running through plays. Obviously, there's a lot of tangibles, Tyler. If Rodgers plays, if he doesn't. If Wilson plays, if he doesn't. However, I'm not fully convinced that Jordan Love is a bust. He didn't look great last week against the Chiefs. That's fine. He had, one interception? I don't know that Rodgers was really the best quarterback when he started out, when he took over for Favre. They were sitting there. I remember they were sitting there. The Packers were like below 500. You had an announcer, whether it was Joe Buck or something. He's like, well, Aaron Rodgers doesn't look like the answer here for the Green Bay Packers. They're going to have to figure something out. It takes time. You got to get the reps. I know I said Jordan Love, he had the reps in preseason, but it's not the same. The energy, the vibe, the whole feel of the game is not the same. The crowd. I do want to say that since the Packers at home, I'm going to give them the slight edge. But, I mean, if Rodgers doesn't play and Wilson does, then the Seahawks are probably going to win. I'm just going to have to swallow my pride, take that. But I have confidence that Rodgers will play. I don't know about Russell. If Rodgers plays, it doesn't matter. I'm picking Packers in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you on this. I don't love the Seahawks team this year, regardless of if Russell Wilson plays. And honestly, if I'm being quite honest with you, I if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, I'm still picking the Packers in this game. I think Jordan Love, obviously coming off of his first start against a great Kansas City team, great in parentheses. They haven't played great all season, but they're still a great team.
By the way, the Packers. Let me say this. How do I want to word this? The Chiefs didn't win that game. The Packers lost that game. They had plenty of opportunities, right? They're driving. They're down 7-13. They could have scored and taken the lead. Love throws a bad interception, tried forcing it to Devontae Adams. I don't think the Chiefs are back by any means because I didn't see anything convincing last week. And sorry to cut you off. I just had to get that out there.
No, I mean, it's fine, and I agree. I don't think that the Chiefs are a team that they're supposed to be good. They have all the weapons. They have Patrick Mahomes, the highest paid quarterback in the league, the best of the best. I don't think Jordan Love played a bad game considering it was his first game. And also, wasn't it away? It was in Kansas City, right? Or was it in Lambeau? It might have been Lambeau.
I'm quite positive it was in Kansas City. Let me just confirm.
It was in Kansas City.
Yeah.
At an away game in Kansas City. Obviously, Jordan Love's going to be in Green Bay this week if he does play. So I'm fine with picking them even if Jordan Love plays and Russell Wilson plays, or if Russell Wilson doesn't play. I don't like the Seahawks team regardless. They don't have Chris Carson. DK Metcalf is too worried about fist-fighting guys at cornerback. Tyler Lockett's nowhere to be found. I think he went out to get milk and never came back. I mean, it's just like, I don't know who's on the Seahawks team that's going to step up. I don't think they have anybody. The Packers, they have elusive guys. They have guys that are good. A.J. Dillon, Aaron Jones had a bad week last week. I think they're going to come back, and they're going to absolutely shit pump. I'm not going to say that. I think they're absolutely going to.
You can't.
I can't say that. I think they're gonna stomp them. I think this is gonna be a statement game that, with or without Aaron Rodgers, they have to win. Next game we got Chiefs at Raiders. Austin, how do you feel about this game? I mean, I know you hate the Raiders, so I think I know who you're picking.
Well, by default, Tyler, I'm not allowed to pick the Raiders anymore. I might have picked them if I was allowed to this week. Nah, JK, they're coming off a loss against the Giants. They're fucking bums. Chiefs, they're back on a win streak. They're above 500. I mean, literally all they have to do is just play their game plan, right? Get Kelsey the ball. They haven't been doing that.
Scored last week.
Yeah, but, I mean, he hasn't been as crisp, as prolific as he typically is. I think their run game has always been bad, Tyler. Whether it's Allaire, whether it's Williams, whether it's Gore, I think they need to. I know that's not their identity. They're a gunslinger type of team, and when you got Pat Mahomes, I can't really necessarily blame you. But you don't have Sammy Watkins. I think they're really missing him in this offense. Mecole Hardman, who is it, Robinson? They're really not stepping up in his absence. So it's like teams are saying, okay, we know where you're going. You're going to go to Kelsey, you're going to go to Hill. We're going to drop another safety in Shadow Hill, and we're going to stick a cornerback or a nickel linebacker on Kelsey, and that's it. And clearly it's been working for them. Chiefs, they've kind of, scraped and fought their way to be above 500. I still think they have the pieces. If they can figure out the game plan, Tyler, they'll be right back to where they need to be. So I'm going to have to side with the Chiefs on this one.
I mean, this week, battle of the best tight ends in the league. We're going to see who truly is the best tight end in the league.
Darren Waller, number 6 in fantasy. Not even close to Kelsey, who's number 1.
And I think it's going to be Darren Waller this week. Raiders coming off of a lackluster game against the Giants, in which they should have won.
Restart that if you want to get a clip out of it. I interrupted you. Restart it.
You're fine. I like it.
All right.
Josh Jacobs, Austin. I have a bone to pick with Josh Jacobs, by the way. Made a Cam Newton business decision like it was Super Bowl 50 Ball comes out. I'll run the play-by-play. Ball comes out of Derek Carr's hands as he's trying to throw. I think it was Leonard Williams who knocked it out. Ball is rolling. Josh Jacobs is coming towards it. Decides, instead of diving on the ball, let me try and scoop it up like I'm running the opposite way. What happens, Austin? Guy behind Josh Jacobs dives on the ball, gets the ball. Josh Jacobs had 1, maybe 2, maybe even 3 steps on the guy that was behind him. But because the guy behind him wanted it more, the Giants ended up winning. Josh Jacobs, I need more out of you, man. You got to be wanting to win the game. We're already behind the 8 ball. We lost Henry Ruggs after something ridiculous, the most belligerent thing I've ever seen in my life. A 21-year-old acting like that and thinking it's okay, 156 miles, drunk driving, just appalling, disgusting. Then you got Arnett, who's slinging guns like he's in Call of Duty World at War. Got the stock AR.
Homeboy had the kilo no stock with the 100-round drum.
Keep repeating that he's gonna kill somebody. He's gonna bring the troops. Like he's Joe Biden and he's got the army behind him. Like, my guy, you're a nobody. You can't even stop the defender in front of you, let alone some scrub in your DMs on Instagram. Grow up. We got the toxicity. We got the scrubs out of it. We brought in Deshaun Jackson. We're only looking forward at this point. We've already gotten the worst given to us. Anything that could possibly happen has happened to us this season. I think we are prepared for this game. We historically play really good against the Chiefs at home. I feel like this is a game that we have to win if we want to be considered in the playoffs, and I think this is a game that we will win. I love our chances in this, and I'm going to have to ride with the Raiders. And you know what? Call me stupid, but I'd rather be wrong in this essence, than be right.
I mean, after all the turmoil the Raiders have endured this season, Tyler, it's actually incredible that they're sitting at 5-3 right now.
And at the beginning of the season, Austin, I did say I think they were only going to win 4 games, so I'm happy at this point.
Yeah, you're in the green right now. Anything could happen.
I'm in the money, baby. Last game we got of the week, Monday Night Football, Rams at Niners. This is an easy one for me. Go Rams. I mean, I'm surprised the spread's not 14.5 at this point. I think it's like 8. It's around there. They might update it by the time the game comes around, but it's just the Niners are trash. They keep getting players that are injured. McGlinchey's out for the season, I think. Kittle's back, but Jimmy Garoppolo's trash. Trey Lance is out.
What's the spread?
I knew you were going to ask that. Hold on. The spread is only 4 points.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it'll be a close game, but yeah, I got to go with the Rams. OBJ might even play. Von Miller is going to suit up for this one. We'll see his first action as a Los Angeles Ram.
I mean, even without them, I would still pick the Rams. This is an easy... Yeah.
I mean... For some reason, part of me thinks the Niners are kind of back, but nah, they lost to the Cardinals last week. Beat the Bears, lost to the Colts. Yeah, nah, Jimmy G's trash. I'm not even convinced that Trey Lance is good anymore. I don't know who's running the ball. They don't have a clear-cut number 1 receiver. I mean, George Kittle.
Eli Mitchell's running the ball. He's not bad.
Yeah, he's not great either. I mean, Kittle came back. You saw how they missed his presence. He had a good game last week. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, but in the end, it's gonna be the Rams for me.
Yeah. Well, our Week 10 parlay, we got the Titans money line, Bills spread, Cowboys money line, Patriots money line, Steelers money line, Bucks money line, Chargers money line, Packers money line, and Rams money line. That's a 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 team parlay.
I actually like that one.
Sprinkle in maybe one that you want to see, perhaps hit. You feel super confident in it, or just fade the fuck out of me, because I would at that point.
I mean, Tyler, I know this is our third no-look parlay. I think this is the first one where, after hearing you say it back to me, I think we could potentially hit this one.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll
there's no Jets in there. There's no under. There's no fucking Browns, like all those teams are like, yeah, I feel like that could definitely happen.
We might only win a couple $100, but I mean, better than a kick in the nuts is what I always say.
Yeah. Hey. Anything else?
Nope. What the hell was that noise in the background?
I think a fucking drag racer, speed racer just went flying by. Hey, there's kids in this neighborhood. Come on.
It's too early for the joke, so I'll go. It was like Fast and Furious.
Right.
Vin Diesel was probably passing by.
Right. Yeah. Vin Diesel. Hey, don't sleep on the fucking Cardinals. No, I don't mean the football team. The fucking Birds. Fuck some Panthers up, dude.
I don't think so, but
All
okay.
right. All right, we're back here. I know we dipped into the Thirsty Thursday stream a little bit, but I'll be right back. I'm going to switch over and the stream, start it up. We'll be right back. Thirsty Thursday.
Love you.